everybody, to our second
Power
packed hour. That's us. And phone calls. We got phone calls blowing up. What's going on in there?
Yeah, come on, baby.
I see people on there, but I don't see people getting answered. Anyway, welcome back to Gunslinger. It's our second
Power
packed hour, and it's phone calls time. Jimmy, what's the number?
Everyone calling in right now, 866-870-5752. Once again, that's 866-870-5752. Call in now before the end of the show, because this is our last hour, and everyone likes to call in.
Everybody stacks up for the last 8-minute segment. And don't forget, though, you're going to give us a brief review.
Oh, yeah.
On your
okay,
staccato.
Real quick. So last week, as promised, I took out the staccato and I took out my new SIG 320 Legion, I believe is it's a high-end SIG. It's a great shooter, and I shot both of them for quite a while. We had 8 targets out at distances of about 15 yards to 45 yards, and I did 4 separate 8 rounds in each one, and I started in the far left at 45 yards, came across, did the shorter ones, and then went back out to the 45 on the other end. Both of them were 4 for 4, so I had no misses. The only thing I could say is, and of course the staccato has the red dot on it, but I didn't use it because that would have been unfair. So I just shot with the iron sights, and it's a little bit smoother. But
again, 4 times the money, right?
Yeah, 4 times the money, and it's a little bit
unavailable
smoother
in California.
Yeah, so I mean, all things considered.
Yeah, this is a positive review for the SIG.
The SIG was damn. I mean, I was really impressed with it. And like I said, 4 for 4, 32 rounds at distances of 15 yards to 45 yards with no misses.
That's a good cross section.
Yeah, and I wasn't taking, I was doing this fairly rapidly.
Hard.
Yeah, so I wasn't, 2 minutes per target. I was, bing, bing, bing. I just went straight across, and 32 for 32 with both of them.
Because I know on Rumble we had some discussion about the SIG versus the Glock and all that, and 9mm and all that. And it seems that you kind of pay for what you get in these instances.
Always. Firearms, it's one of the most important things. You really do get what you pay for.
It's an investment. I always tell people. And so when you're really stepping up for a SIG, you're really getting what you paid for.
Yep. And people ask me that all the time. Well, you know what? I really only have $300. I'll just get this and maybe one day. And I said, what's your life worth? Mm-hmm. The $200 difference between this ink gun and this pretty good gun. Is your life not worth $200?
Especially if you amortize it. How long are you to keep the firearm?
Forever.
And
because remember, guys, you don't really actually own the firearms that you have. You're just the latest curator.
Yep.
Just like me, all my firearms, I'm just the latest curator. Because something will happen to me, and they'll go on to somebody else. They'll keep going. We don't. Yep. So
why not treat yourself well?
Yeah,
and again, you can't fence with the crowbar. You get something like that SIG X5 Legion. It's just so fun to shoot a gun that wants to play ball with you.
Yep. Yeah, and it played ball well. it hit a lot of triples. The staccato was a home run pretty much every time. But, it was pretty close. I was very impressed with it, and of course, I love that staccato. So, all right, let's get to Howard in L.A. Howard, thanks for waiting so long. What can we do for you?
Evening, Howard.
You were talking about M1s and sights and right and left-handed. Mm-hmm. If you come on, mouth. There's a globe sight manufacturer somewhere in Nevada. He makes a really great setup to work on an M1.
Okay.
I gave you some information on them at your store. The guy who took over McCoy's...
Don, the real McCoy.
Right.
Great gunsmith.
I went down there several times and talked with him a while. Mm-hmm. But B Squared made a scope mount that was offset so you could use the the clip in and out. Mm-hmm. But they made a cheaper version that could very well snap the ears off of the sight assembly, turning your wonderful M1 into garbage.
Right, yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
I also, the offset works for a guy with cross dominance, which is my situation.
Right.
I'm right-handed, left-eyed. I shoot left-handed everything I can, and an M1 is good for that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was I called up Ruger and asked them what they might if they might consider upscaling the 1022 to 38 357 like they did in the 70s with the 44 Magnum.
Yeah, they're deer slayer carbine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody there, it might have been Mark, said that it's a rimmed cartridge. Well, so's the 22 and the 44.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you have a lot more to work with. The design and the engineering doesn't have to be quite so persnickety.
I tell you what, Howard, I would shoot that.
Yeah, I've got everything I want now.
Bite your tongue.
I haven't bought anything in 30 years. And one other thing, people who want the Browning high power, don't try to shoot hollow points.
Well, they can be persnickety. I tell you, the one thing about high power is the
hammer biting the web of your thumb, man.
Yeah. So,
well, apparently the new FN has managed to defeat that.
Yeah,
and with a shorter spur, with a shorter rowel hammer instead of the spur hammer.
Well, I've got 2 King's Gunworks custom builds.
So with the longer tank?
Oh, and boy, are they shooting.
Game changer, huh?
Yeah.
Because that's a good pistol.
It is a great gun, and that's a lot of fun to shoot with and not have to worry about getting that web cut up.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it a lot of fun.
Ergonomically, I don't think anybody's made a better pistol.
Rounds I reloaded with lead projectiles, and they're absolutely horrible.
Well,
I have to pull them all and expand them out a teeny bit, and then put in some jacketed stuff because lead doesn't like being accelerated from a standing start to 1,000 feet a second in 5 inches.
Understood. Lead bullets can get a little. Can you say pissy on
it? It works great in my 45-70.
Well, yeah, but again, you're talking about a complete difference.
Is that a semi-automatic 4570? Again, rim cartridge.
It's a shoulder crusher.
Yeah.
The shoulder crusher. You got that right.
I tell you what, I have a Browning 1886 carbine that my dear friend Art Yee for years and years used to load a 360 grain 4570 for that with Reloader 7. I don't remember how much powder he used though, but what a smooth, and man, that thing hit. You hit a rock.
Plenty of punch.
Oh man, you hit a rock at 100 yards, and that rock knew it. So that's
a big chunk. That's a light load for 4570, but that's a big chunk of lead for anything else.
Yeah, for anything else, and what a smooth and fun to shoot, and you didn't have the shoulder problems that he's talking about, because the even though it's the carbine, it still had that
rounded butt stock, or it had the big scallop.
It had the big scallop.
Butt stock is the best because I got a Remington rolling block action that I put the numeric kit on, and it's like using a church key can opener for a butt recoil pad.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Howard, as always, thanks for the call. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
I have the Marlin 95 cowboy version that has that. It's so beautiful to look at. But I definitely curate what I shoot out of that thing.
You know the old saying about, do you bring your head to the gun or the gun to your head? I've always been a bring the gun up.
That's how you...
And when you've got those ears, like on the Model 73, those pointy little boogers at the top and bottom.
They will dig.
Man, and so, what do I do is whenever I get up my new 73, which, every 5 or 6 years, you wear one out.
Right.
I cut them off, and I just make it.
That's not wrong.
I just make it a flat
And every time I look at that Marlin, I go, I should. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't. I get.
Yeah, but with cowboy guns, they're going to take a beating anyway. So you just do what you do with them.
Yeah, that part is also
put
true.
a butt cover over it. Nobody
needs to know.
But I have caught one of those, and those brass or steel plates are quite shockingly sharp.
Yeah.
And they can literally go right through your shirt and leave a nice big hole in it if you don't do it.
No es bueno.
No.
Yeah, Eric Peterson's crescent butt stock goes on your bicep, not your shoulder. Yeah, but even still.
Yeah, it's called being in a hurry.
No,
not
man,
so
when
much.
you're racing, you get what you get.
Yeah. So always been that. Oh well.
That's part of the fun.
Ryan, what do we got left in here? 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'll vamp for 10. And we'll listen to
I want to do this I want to go back
ahead.
to that SIG because we've been talking about it all evening long. I do want to get one of those things, and I think for the $3,000 difference in price, ballpark, I could probably shoot a lot of ammunition.
I think you're probably right.
And either one of those guns is better than I am. Let's face it.
What a song to vamp over too, right? Little Devo coming at you.
Yeah.
Guys. I watched Casino this week. What do you want from me? All right, hey, listen. You're listening to Gunslingers, and phones are open. What's the number?
866-870-5752.
Give us a call, and we'll be back right after this.
Yes, sir.
Some useless information.